That's so cool.
It's a great shot.
Yeah. Oh, I should probably fix that.
Okay, I'll come on, please.
Holding focus is really the challenge there.
Another fish down below there.
Oh, yeah. It's a bad circle.
I don't know if you can even call that one a circle.
The ship moved. It was a oh.
Oh no. I'm yawning.
Don't yawn, it's contagious.
I know, I'm trying.
I'm standing up back here just because I can't sit down anymore. I'm going to fall asleep if I do.
Looks like a little cave back there.
My knees are cold. Like just my knees.
Yeah, there have been some questions about when this dive is going to end. And originally we were going to end a little bit ago, but it looks like so we could do another dive in this area. But it looks like the weather may not hold. So I think we're just going to try to continue this dive for a little bit longer, at least through our watch. Because I think they tend to try to bring us up when there's a bit of a crossover in personnel. So maybe
We'll zoom in, please.
maybe be coming up at maybe leave bottom 2:30 today later for a 4 o'clock crossover. But that's just if the weather holds.
Looks like another hypnoptid. Oh, maybe.
Yeah.
Because we're heading towards waypoint 7, and we're probably a couple of 100 meters away from there, a little over 100 meters. Then we have one more waypoint that heads up toward the top of the geo.
Looks like another anemone to the right.
There are so many anemones recently. Like the first dive we did, we barely saw any.
Zoom in, please.
It's like Matt.
Huh.
Oh, it's another
$2.
tube. Yeah. You can
Oh,
see the
that's
tube really
cool.
nicely there.
That's nice.
Yeah, that one's a
Get a
nice
picture of
shot.
it.
It's kind of far away, but
Yeah, okay.
try.
I was just wondering if
Yeah,
I couldn't tell from.
we'll try though.
Oh, come on, please.
Okay, well,
Bridge nav, can we do another step
What's
at
that white?
190?
Right there. Those looks like a
Missed it.
microbial man almost.
Awesome.
we're almost at illusion distance away from the bottom.
Yeah.
Sand pit or sponge?
Oh,
Fish or
shadow.
rock?
So I have a question here for our scientists. How many different types of coral are there down here?
Like in the world or down here?
Yes.
Hundreds.
Oh, interesting. Cool.
Oh, what do you say? Around here we see about 20 different ones or so, or?
If you're down to species level, I'd guess more.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
We've mostly been talking in that like family and genus
Yeah.
level.
Okay.
Yeah, family genus level, probably hundreds, huh? And does anybody know if they do any live streams in the Antarctic base camps or when they go on expeditions up in the Antarctic? I'm not too sure.
That's a good question. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Huh?
That would be cool.
I think Google's your friend there.
Yeah, McMurdo.
Oh, yeah.
Or Palmer.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have another question here.
There's the cliff.
That's the whole thing.
Okay, so the water is quite cold. One presumes this is left over from the last ice age as it is unlikely to be sustained from the current poles. Has the core temperature increased due to climate change? Could you tell?
So this water isn't that old. It's not from the last ice age, but this water was probably formed in the North Atlantic, where it is very cold water. And then it stays cold because it's deep. There's no sunlight down here to warm it up. And it's sort of insulated from the surface water far above. And so it just stays cold.
Okay. Yeah, it's held a steady temp of about 2 degrees Celsius down here.
Yeah. I think 2 to 4 is like this range that you typically see in the deep sea, 2 to 4 degrees Celsius. Aw.
Shrimp.
It's a widow shrimp. So I have a question just out of curiosity, just like my oceanography brain is going. And we have our thermoclines and pycnoclines, so this is indicative of that climb.
So we are well below the thermocline.
Right, so we're going to have a steady temp, like how we're seeing with the salinity in this area. We're below that pycnocline, so then that salinity level kind of pretty much stays consistent as we go through.
Oh, there's another eel.
Okay.
What's kind of interesting about this circulation is kind of a little unknown as we have the deep water forming in the North Atlantic.
Right.
It works all the way down and drops below the thermocline and works all the way around.
And then it moves.
But for continuity, you have to have this water somehow come back to the surface, go back along the surface, back to the North Atlantic. And there was always not really sure why this water was making it back up to the surface of the Pacific. But what's kind of interesting is that they're starting to think now that all these seamounts in the Pacific
both ways
and the circulation we're seeing is causing the water to ventilate back to the surface.
And is it just because of their structure and height? Like it kind of helps the water flow
it's kind of like
through the environment?
Little mixers to kind of mix up the water and have the water come back up through to the surface.
Nice. Awesome. Thank you. That's a good question. So another question came in, and this is for anybody who cares to answer. What is everyone's favorite creature they have seen on an expedition? We'll refer to this one. I think one of my favorites so far is, of course, the little chaunacops. Those are cute.
I really like those hermit crabs that carry the anemones around.
The carrier crabs things?
Well, so we've seen a carrier crab. We've also seen a hermit crab.
What?
They both do it, it seems like. The one that we saw today was a hermit.
What's the difference?
Hermit crabs are a different group. They're not true crabs. The carrier crab is a type of true crab.
But how the morphology, can you tell them apart?
So I guess it's kind of just like one looks like a crab, one looks like a hermit crab. I'm trying to think because, if you know shallow water hermit crabs, they have that pretty distinctive shape of like kind of...
They're shell heisters too.
Yeah.
They like to heist the shells, right?
Yeah,
like
that's what they do.
Them, like,
I don't know. How would you
run.
describe demonstrating a hermit crab in a crab shape?
Well, the hermit crabs tend to take their body enables them to get into the shells, right?
Right.
So they're shaped a little bit different. So they.
But when the case of carrying the anemone, you can't really see the back end of either of them. So.
Yeah. I mean, does claw size have anything to do with it? Or?
Well, then, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's like not universally true, but in this case, the crab that we saw, it was a lot kind of spindlier, and its claws were smaller. I think it's sort of the arrangement of the limbs, but I'm not doing a good job of describing it.
Didn't need to put you on the spot, I just didn't know.
No, it's okay. It's a good question. I think it's just one of those things.
Right, they just
like the shape.
Adaptation,
That's
right?
a crab.
I haven't seen a stalked sponge like this in a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to see it without the shell. Oh, see.
Whoa.
Rocking and rolling.
Yep.
Boom, 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 boom.
Zoom in, please.
Yeah, okay. Crinoid on there.
Oh, very nice.
Brittle star up
yep.
in the top.
Hydrids in the bottom.
Yeah.
Everyone's here.
Got the condo going.
It's a party. Oh, hey.
The brittle star's got the penthouse.
Yeah.
Until he doesn't.
Yeah, until he jumps.
Don't do it.
Come wide, please.
Your insurance doesn't cover it.
Yeah, there's,
That was funny
there's a
yesterday.
nice coral back here too.
It's only got renter's insurance, not homeowners.
I think those big swells gonna mess up the, because when it like dives down, then the headings, like
Doesn't
it's
know what to
fighting,
do.
right? Like, yeah.
Yeah.
It's making a background, not too
I
bad.
just
though.
thought I had a thought about coral and how we call them. Yeah.
What?
There you go. I found you.
Maybe another precious.
Precious. Oh. So we have another question here for
Zoom in,
scientists.
please.
Are there any seasonal changes at depths like these?
Yeah, there are. It's a good question. It's mostly related to food supply. So you
Okay.
get seasonal phytoplankton blooms in surface waters, and where there'll be times a year, usually in the spring, and then sometimes also in early fall, where you'll get
Oh, it's also the current
you got a lot of
pushing
conditions.
against the tether.
Yeah.
But yeah, you get conditions that facilitate large amounts of phytoplankton growing in surface waters, and then that translates to a lot more food sinking down
come
to
wide,
the
please.
deep. And
Okay.
that sinking from surface waters is what sustains all of this life down here.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, they'll have seasonal changes in growth and activity levels in some cases.
Okay.
There's
Thank-
even some fish that we think migrate seasonally.
Oh, wow. Interesting. Thank you, Liz. And I wonder if that ties into what we were just talking about earlier, Rob, with the movement of water from the Atlantic to the Pacific, that circulation of flow. Are those seasonal actions too?
No,
Or is that just
That's
consistent?
fairly continuous.
that one's pretty
Okay.
continuous, but something like an upwelling, those tend to be more seasonal.
That's what I was thinking about, was an upwelling occurrence.
I mean, we did see a bit of a, when we looked at the current models for circulation in this region, there did seem to be a subtle seasonal pattern.
Oh,
Uh-huh.
okay.
And,
So although there is the consistent flow, it will fluctuate slightly
Yep.
seasonally.
but it looks like, I mean, some of these things, it seemed like the timing was such, it was about the time of a Rossby wave, which is, you know, kind of not a seasonal thing, but a much higher frequency.
And say that one more time. What
A
was that?
Rossby wave.
What is a Rossby
It's
wave?
like, you see them in the atmosphere and you see them in the ocean. They're kind of like changes in the sea surface.
Okay.
In different
Okay.
time scale. I remember what the time scale is, but I think it's
You were muted there when you were.
a week or so,
Oh no.
at least.
Bridge nav, we can do another 30
We're
meter
living
step.
up to our name. Thank you.
Oh.
Thank you, Rob, for that. I appreciate that.
I thought that
Very
was
helpful.
maybe missed opportunity for a joke.
I heard it though. Oh boy. Oh, just kidding.
Oh, another fish.
Hey.
It's pretty high abundance of fish up here.
So we have a shout out from New York. They usually are visiting us from California, but they've got some questions and a comment. How is the weather out at sea? And tell Michael to just keep swimming, just keep swimming.
What time is it?
How's the weather out here?
It's
Swelly
pretty
at the
windy.
moment.
Yeah, it's pretty swelling.
Rolly.
Warm.
Zoom in, please.
I wouldn't consider it fun weather.
Okay.
But then I guess we're living on the edge right now with
Living
the
on
ROVs.
the edge. Aerosmith, my point. Sorry.
Another halosaur, I think.
Oh, a halosaur.
Is it missing a fin?
Yeah, I was going to say it's
It's missing a pectoral.
Single
We found
fin.
it. We
It's
found
had a-
Nemo.
Hey.
We found Nemo.
Oh, no, there it is.
Had a rough go of
I
it.
just tucked in there.
Slurp it. Let's go.
It's there.
Oh yeah, it
Oh,
was
it's
just
there?
hard to see.
Yeah.
Oh, false
False
alarm,
alarm.
people. False alarm.
There's the little current there. It's fighting.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll come wide, please.
It's having the same problems as
Yeah.
Atlanta.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I feel it. I
Oh,
feel
for
it.
real? You guys can relate. But that's, I think, a really nice thing just to see some idea of how strong the current is to watch these fish get pushed
Yeah.
back, how they are.
Whoa, what's that over here?
is that white
just a weird
tuft?
rock? Or is that like an old
B-
sponge
base, old
base?
sponge.
It looks
base,
like an
yeah.
old
Ugh.
sponge, but
From
what-
those,
look at how
polio
huge that
pogon.
is.
Maybe. I don't know. We'll zoom
Yeah.
in.
That's what I was thinking, yeah.
Little pile of spicules.
Yeah.
What is
But
a
like what
spicule?
happened to the top part? You think it would be nearby. I guess the
Yeah.
current could have carried it away.
It's right behind us.
Those are spicules right there.
Oh,
What is that on
It's all
there?
it's
Spicules
a
are
little furry
like
stuff.
furry
Yeah, so
mat
that
stuff.
furry stuff I think is part of the sponge that used to be there.
Oh, is that like that hula skirt looking image that
Yeah.
we saw in other sponges?
Okay, we'll come wide, please.
Yep.
They're little glass shards. That's what the sponges are made up of.
Oh,
Silica.
okay.
It's like we're coming up on a ridge here again. Does it look like that?
Another
We could be
fish?
fooled.
Yeah. Is that the same fish? No. Down here.
They retain with an atmosphere. Oh, okay. Oh, interesting.
Yep.
Are they?
What to do with hands?
Yeah, picture here.
Definitely.
Oh, what is that? Oh, that's just
Me
sand.
too.
I was like, oh my God, did we find an underwater
Fix
lake?
the beard.
But it's just sand. That would have been so cool.
Yeah, that's really neat right there. Is it another sponge scar or something right there? That big black spot, or just a shadow? I think it's a shadow. Yes, it's a shadow.
It's playing tricks on our eyes.
Right, what's happening to that sand slip right there? Is that just weathering on the rock that?
I'm not sure. I mean, it has these interesting sort of dissolution sort of characteristics.
Huh.
So, just a gap in the rock.
Hmm. Okay, I've got a couple questions here for our scientists. How old do you think that sediment field was that you passed a little while ago?
I mean, probably it's, present day age on the top,
Okay.
so there's a lot of, there is some sediment coming in, it's getting reworked, but I don't know. I think some of the stuff could have been there for millions of years. It's hard to tell.
Okay.
Oh no.
And then does the current flow the same at the surface of the water as at the sea floor?
Can we zoom in, please?
No, it's quite different because of the thermocline that acts as like a barrier. So
Ooh.
the flow at the surface can be very different from at the
Oh.
bottom in that region. But even as we're watching going down the
Bridge nav,
slopes
we
of
can
these
do another
seamounts,
30 meters.
there's a real change in the currents along the seamounts.
Right. Yeah, I've been really
It's a little
liking
cake pop
getting to
sponge.
know the currents of the deep ocean.
It's got, I think, 3 shrimp on it.
Oh wow! Ooh,
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, and a
Oh,
brittle.
no, that's a star. It's about
Uh-oh.
to jump. You want to know? That's how I know.
No.
Oh.
Oh,
Oh.
Tried to capture it in the still on the way down.
Come by, please.
You're right, Josh. It never gets old.
Yeah, I've been noticing a lot of current changes like all the way through the water column.
Yeah.
As you go down, you get different layers, move in different directions. And yeah,
Is that a sea star at the base of that bamboo coral?
It's interesting because of the models it shows that the current at the bottom of the seamouse is kind of getting channeled through the topography, kind of a little faster and focused.
Oh,
And I wouldn't have thought that initially, but it makes sense.
zoom in, please.
Oh.
It's barely hanging on.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, I got this with one arm.
No problem.
Shows you how
baby.
strong the tube feet are.
Yeah.
He looks like those people on Venice Beach that climb the poles, but like sideways with their hands.
It's a good shot of the bamboo coral too.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Those proteinaceous nodes.
so I wonder
light, please.
if the sea star's done eating. It looks like
It's
Oh.
hydraulics in
they
nature right
grinded
there.
that whole bamboo stalk there.
Yeah, and it's like laying over because it's full.
Right. If you could get the
Yes.
underside is the belly fat and thick. So, you know, now out of curiosity again, this is, you know how some other symbiotic inverts will like consume and then be part of the reproductive process of other corals? Would you think or assume that same thing with the sea star? Like after they relieve themselves, would they contribute to the reproductive cycle of?
Oh, I haven't heard of that.
I'm just curious.
That happens
I don't
in
know.
shallow corals?
Yeah, so
Oh,
possiloporids and Parides, lobatas have that intimate relationship.
Oh,
Sorry,
I didn't know that.
I didn't say possiloporids. Sea slugs.
Oh, sea slugs.
Yeah, sorry. I
Oh.
said the wrong word. Sea slugs and Parides have that relationship where they consume, and then when their waste, it contributes to the reproductive cycle.
Oh.
So I'm wondering if that may be the same with sea stars and bamboo corals.
I don't know of any relationship like
Yeah.
that, but maybe.
Yeah, just curious.
Seems like they're predators.
right?
Yeah.
But then even if they grind it, would there be things in their waste that would contribute to the reproduction?
These things also don't reproduce very frequently. I think it's like
Oh, okay.
a relatively rare event where they would have the gametes like ready.
Where are my bruises coming from?
Yeah, I think it's the Fistula minor, nudibranch, and the Parides lobata or Parides compressa coral. And that's their symbiotic relationship. But they don't consume the coral fast enough to cause a severe impact because they're so small. They're only like 3 millimeters
Right,
in
whereas
size.
that sea star
That
was
sea
doing
star's
some real
huge,
damage.
Yeah. Interesting. Cool. Yeah, thank you.
Do you think those are nodules back there, Josh? Below us?
Oh, like right through here?
Yeah, or do you think that's just a surface? It's kind of
Ooh, I don't know. Let's,
Want to try scoop?
if it's viable, but you just got to go down and stick your the
Wanna
arm in there, see
have
how
a
loose
poke
it
at
is. Yeah.
Do you want me to hold position?
sure.
Bridge nav. Can we hold position?
This is more a nodule brook area potentially instead of a nodule river.
Little creek.
Or crick, as they say back home.
Oh, they say New York?
Yep.
Or a kill.
Yeah, that's the eastern side. It might be tough to scoop, isn't it, though?
Could probably scoop up some. I
Yeah,
imagine.
why not?
Just have to throw it in one of the drawers after.
Oh, that's fine. I mean, it's just that This is the first sort of nodule sorts of features I've seen on these last couple of dives.
We have
And
starboard box F completely open.
Oh, okay.
I can back it up a bit if you think you need more time.
If you need to, yeah, we'll see where it settles out.
It shouldn't settle far. We're not very deep.
interesting if these are not your limestone centers, because all the previous ones seem to have been basalt. Okay, that's not too bad. Getting some. Yeah, that's probably fine, Josh.
Okay,
Thank you very much.
sure.
Oh, no, I was just going to ask if you'd be able to use any of the sand to look in, but I realized it would sift. Oh, moving and shaking.
Yeah, I
up
got a
there.
little handful there.
Yeah.
Good.
Okay, well, sample salvo. They can open the drawer.
All the way out, or just until you get down?
That's just, that's good. Sorry, F, that was right?
Yeah.
Yes.
F, okay.
Do you want me to kill the starboard thruster?
No, I'm actually just helping clear up the sediment there.
Oh, okay.
Making a mess. Okay, close the drawer.
Nice.
And that is sample 155.
Thank
Thank you.
you.
So it looks like we have about 10 more minutes in this watch. So any other questions? And I can't say I'm not a little disappointed that Beyond the Lights, the Ascent episode, will not be happening.
Something tells me there'll be more.
Oh, okay.
Yes, we'll have more, and we have some good suggested topics for our series. So aloha benthic boy, yes, sometimes I wish I just had gills.
Me too.
And so we have a question for our pilots. How's
moving?
Argus feeling?
Sure.
bridge nav.
What was that?
Can we make a course of 200 for 30 meters?
Okay.
Sorry, what was that question?
Is Argus still experiencing thruster issues? What's the status on Argus?
Yeah, well, Argus is on deck right now for a couple different reasons, but yeah, we're going to do a fix on the thrusters after this cruise is over.
Oh, cool.
But with this weather and this depths, Atalanta's a better choice anyway. It gives a little less stress on our cable.
Oh, okay.
Argus is quite a bit heavier than Atalanta is.
Nice. Thank you, Josh.
Yeah. Let's see how it turns around.
All right, so you have a few more minutes with the You're Muted crew on our watch. And pretty soon here we will officially mute ourselves until we come on our next wash. And that will be tentative. We'll let our audience know. So please pop in your questions, any closing thoughts. Is this on the side of a slope?
Yeah, there's a little talus slope.
Okay.
It appears.
Yeah, because it looks like there's just a lot of rubble, or like
Yeah,
everything
exactly.
just fell down the side there.
Wasn't too bad. Way
Oh.
turned around there, hey?
I thought those were all individuals.
Turned around already.
They're all connected, yeah.
Well, actually, I mean, I think that's what's happening here. The stuff to the right here looks like it's all loose,
Uh-huh.
It's just that moving with the current makes the tether effectively shorter.
Yeah, right.
but the stuff we're looking at now looks like it was rubble, but now being somewhat welded together with a manganese.
Oh, with the manganese and the...
Bam.
Yeah.
Okay. We're almost close to our next waypoint here.
Yeah.
Moving right along.
I'm being pushed around a little bit.
So I have a question here for ROV pilots.
Sure.
How many people actually control the ROV with driving, lights, drawers, claws, pumps, slurps, etc.?
There's two of us here. We've got, I'm flying Herc and Michael's working Atalanta, but we both work together. So when I can ask Michael to do things like set up for sampling, pick jars, turn out lights, he can control all those functions from his seat as well. So we definitely a dance that we do together and work on it at the same time. So kind of work as a pilot co-pilot situation.
Thank you, Josh. And then I noticed that Dave has a role, especially with capturing imagery. Does he zoom in out, or
yeah,
does
Dave's
helps
got
us with
control of the
lighting?
camera. I move the camera around, but Dave has control of the zoom and focus.
Okay.
And we definitely, there's definitely a sort of an unspoken little dance there, trying to frame up shots and
Sure.
get some tight zooms on things as well. So
Bridge
It's
nav, we can do another step
zoom,
at
focus,
200.
and exposure, or iris
yeah,
open and close, all at
Oh,
the same
okay.
time.
All
So
at the s-
3 different variables in composing a shot.
so it just doesn't want to
Thank
come
you,
around now,
Dave.
eh?
No, it does not.
Why don't you try it manually again? You should have the tether to do it. There's no
I
reason.
do. Like, yeah, I can see it in the back, but for some reason
Yeah,
it just
try
doesn't.
turning it on again.
See what it wants to do real quick. It's trying. Oh, is it trying?
Oh, what is that characteristic right there? That
There it goes.
hmm.
I found you. I got there.
Nice.
How much longer? Who knows?
Yeah, interesting little drop in water temperature about 20 minutes ago. Going to increase oxygen saturation. I wonder if that's when we were near the edge and there might be upwelling there or something. I
Maybe,
don't know.
yeah, because we haven't really changed in elevation very
Yeah.
much.
No,
Is that a crinoid down there? That yellow?
How? What does the O2 content contribute to down here?
Oh,
What does it what?
Like, how does it contribute to the environment
We can zoom in, please.
in this ecosystem?
Well, more oxygen makes it easier for animals. There is an oxygen minimum zone higher up in the water column in this area. And animals that survive there have to be well adapted to it. Here, we're not really in the oxygen minimum zone, but it is still lower than what you would see at surface waters.
It'll come wide, please.
The same goes for salinity.
Yeah.
A slight increase in salinity at that time too.
oh wow.
Interesting.
Hmm. Oh. All right, it's official. We will officially mute. Your muted crew is off watch. We'll see you again next time. Thank you for joining us. Keep following us on our website for updates on when our next launch will be. Mahalo nui loa, malama pono, hui ho.
Yeah, we had to dump them last night.
No.
Bridge nav, we can do another step. See ya.
Comm check, comm check.
A-okay.
Check, check, radio check.
Sound good?
Raj. Thanks, Ariel.
Good day, everybody. This is 12 to 4, the Sea Pickles taking over. We're currently on Wetmore Seamount, which is to the southwest of Johnson Atoll, kind of cruising along the lip of a large sector collapse feature, so a large landslide feature. Right now on top of the kind of a flat, well, at least low relief surface. So we could either go along this transect and look at if there's anything on top, or if you want, we can jump back up off the cliff and follow along the cliff.
Roger, it's, yeah, either way. Which way would you prefer there, Kevin?
I think the cliff, as long as the boat's behaving.
Yeah. Somehow I felt like you were going to say that.
Yeah. We could either sit here staring at nothing, or...
Sure thing. Maybe we'll go down like a depth contour or two. Nah,
yeah.
Long.
All right, I'm just going to step straight over because you got a little swing going on. And then
Sure thing.
all right, let's do 20 meters. That sounds about right. Bridge and aft, 20 meters, 100.
I have a combined question for the data logger and or ROV team, which is, I'm seeing that it looks like there were 4 Niskins attempted, but I see 3 that look open. Did one of them fail?
I haven't heard. Maybe Data will know.
I don't have note of that. I have 1, 2, and 3 used, and that's all.
Okay.
Close that guy up there, please.
No problem. Close. Anything else? Shoulder right?
All right, Aaron, just resting it in would be good. Yeah, thank you.
Star? Are brittle stars, basket stars, and sea stars echinoderms?
Yes, yes they are.
They'll have adhesive tube feet.
Oh, that's what makes an echinoderm? Oh,
I think it's just a feature.
Because then also sea cucumbers. What else is an echinoderm?
Sea cucumbers.
Sand dollars.
Sand dollars.
Crinoids.
Oh.
Sea urchins.
What?
Very diverse phylum.
Oh, I was just gonna ask what level echinoderm was. So it's kind of up there.
Yeah, and the echinoderm is that means spiny skin. So they all have spicules of various types. In the case of sea stars, it's like a full armature over their whole body. But in the case of things like the sea cucumbers, they actually have these little spicules in their body walls.
Inside?
Yep. So if you were to look at their skin under a microscope, you see all of these little like grain of sand structures, similar to what you would see in coral, but in the sea cucumber.
Oh.
Are they known as the cucumber seeds?
They probably should be.
Very good.
That's a good snap.
Yeah.
I also solved my sample mystery. It's picking up one from the last dive.
I see what they're saying now. It's like you're heading off.
Me?
Yeah.
I think that's, yeah, for life. No, well, yeah, so it shook me around, right? And then I would slowly get back to where I was, sort of, and here I am.
Yeah, call another one then.
We're still moving? The move's not done yet.
You have a zoom over there.
Yeah, sure thing.
Turn porch on.
Yes, please. Thank you.
No problem.
Is that a sea
Okay,
pen or
we're
black hole?
going back. I don't know what happened there.
Roger. Go ahead and push on in there, please.
How's anemone?
That is a tube anemone, I think.
Yeah. Get us a little stable.
There's a little brittle star above it.
I got a little more zoom if you want.
I'm trying to get us a better position here, but I feel like counterintuitive here. Go ahead and come a little wide.
Oops.
Have we been finding
Go ahead and push
different
on in again,
species
please.
of tube anemones?
We've seen a couple different types.
Bridge nav 15160.
We actually sampled one yesterday. I think this one is a different species than what we saw. What we sampled, this is certainly a different color.
All right, full wide, please.
And color doesn't really mean it's a different species. It just kind of depends.
That depends on the group. Sometimes in some groups color can be diagnostic and in others not so much. I'm not sure for this group.
Is it okay if I do a quick gauge check?
Yes, please.
Raj.
Thank you.
No problem. I'm going to turn off the porch light because I can't see the gauges.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm kind of starting to half follow contours now.
Roger.
Yes, I do. 1,642 is our depth. Yeah.
Yeah, why don't we just we'll step down a contour, follow until Argus kind of catches up, and then once it catches up, then do another, and that way we can keep making progress towards where we're going, but...
Is it eel-like fish of some sort?
Yeah, I think that sounds good.
More eel.
Yeah.
On the move.
Got things to do.
Oh, go ahead and push on in there a bit, please.
What kind of fish did you say this was?
I think this is a cutthroat eel.
Do you know if they get
Pull
longer
wide, please.
than this limb?
Yeah, they can get much bigger than this. This is a pretty good size one, but they can get bigger.
What is this?
What
Another
is-
spot? A stalk?
Yeah, we'll have a zoom on it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the problem.
It's pretty crusted if it's a stalk.
Go ahead and push on in there, please. Oh.
It's biological of some kind.
Yeah, it might be vertebrate bone of some sort.
Yeah.
It's hard to tell that.
Are we thinking?
Go ahead and come a little wide there. I'll sit down and we can get a good zoom on it. Okay, go ahead and push on it a bit tighter. Will the texture tell us anything?
Not me, but it could tell someone who knows what they're looking at.
Roger.
Yeah, so I don't know exactly what it is.
This, to me, looks like it's probably part of a skull that's degraded, but it's really hard to tell with it being so encrusted with the ferromanganese.
Go ahead and come a little wide so we can frame it.
The rounded end down on the bottom just doesn't look like something you would see on a sponge.
Also has those lineations.
Yeah.
On the roofs.
Is it a potential sample or is that not under permit?
I don't think we're allowed to grab, if I remember correctly. So, no.
Roger.
Yeah.
It kind of looks like it's got a little hook to the left a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like maybe.
Like slightly upturned or something.
Right.
Or downturned, depending if it's upside down or not.
Very cool.
So.
All right, go ahead and come wide, please.
We have, did everyone hear that we have a request for a video
Yes.
highlight? Awesome, thank you.
I think our watch is the one that finds a lot of fossils, apparently.
That's awesome.
Do we find another one?
Yeah, I'm wondering, do any of the scientists in the chat know what it might be?
I will look.
Okay, so you're going to do a DVL reset for me, please.
Yeah. We don't have any update from anyone in the chat at the moment.
Lunchtime. Yeah.
So what does that process look like, I guess, geochemically, when an organism sinks to the bottom and all the other surrounding organisms eat the fleshy parts off of it, the bone's still there, but then I thought calcium wasn't saturated in the deep sea, so bones degrade pretty quickly too.
Yeah, but if it's really thick skull, well, calcium isn't necessarily degrading. It's specific types of calcium carbonate. So if you have a bone structure made out of, say, fluoroapatite or something like our teeth are made out of, it can last for a long time. But it seems like it's only the thickest parts of the whale skulls that kind of are preserved.
Pull wide, please.
And once it gets fully encrusted, it's probably protected pretty well.
And I was chatting with Steve about this morning. We were commenting on, well, how long would it, wondering how long it would take to get a piece of bone crusted with ferromanganese. And apparently, in one of his conversations with another scientist who's been out, like bacterial activity around a bone can enhance the precipitation of the ferromanganese.
Yeah, that's cool.
And if you want to increase the step size to like 30 meters, I think it's okay.
Can we drop a target for that bone? We have a request.
Yeah.
Oh, we do. Do you say?
Is it possible to swing back that far? We actually have a request to grab it that we're allowed to.
Yes, all right, let's do it.
Sweet. Okay. That was where?
It's over to my right.
Yeah.
You want to stop the ship there?
Oh, yeah. Bridge nav, hold position.
Get a little higher up so I can see a bit better.
There it is.
There it is.
Yeah, many people in the chat are speculating it's the beaked whale skull that I believe a previous watch saw yesterday.
Yeah, it's probably some fossil baleen. We don't know exactly what it is, but that would make sense.
You want to set grip force to stun? To 4.
To stun.
I do.
Set it to light.
4, Raj. Where will it go?
That's the question. It needs to fit in a box, so I'm guessing one of the big ones.
I think starboard, yeah, starboard E or F. Are those still open?
Looks like there is a rock in E, so you can put it on top of that if it fits.
Okay.
Well, Chanel would know.
Yeah. Before we stow it in a box, can we pick it up and get a good 360 on it?
Sure.
Check out the fossilization overall.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry. Nice. Very nice. Good. And then
Ready for a zoom. Okay, hold that.
nice.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Very neat.
Okay. Happy with the zoom?
Yes.
Okay, come wide. Okay.
Is there anything floating in starboard bio?
Yeah, so it looks like there's a C-pen in Omega, and then in Lambda there's 2 corals. So it's not noted that they're floaty, but they might be.
And in the starboard bio box, is there anything?
I don't see any note here about them being floaty.
Is there anything in F?
There's a scoop in F.
Okay, you can put it on top of the scoop. That might be good.
All right, switching solos now.
Ready? Okay. F, Roger. Is that good for depth back there, Jess? I can't see it.
Yeah, you're gonna want to get into the box a bit more there. Hey?
Yeah, but I'm lined up, yeah?
Oh, yeah. That is a big bone.
Yeah, I don't know if that's gonna fit, but I can see if it.
Yeah, no. All signs point to negative.
Okay, alternative solutions.
I think if we can't fit it, I was told we just have to leave it. So.
Okay.
Can we hold it with magnum? The old Will Sellers trick?
That's not a bad idea. Is there a reason not to? Except for the sexton being there and like...
I mean, okay, so back row.
Yes.
Just halt here.
Yeah, I was like...
Can I please just...
yeah, so that F is not feasible, it looks like.
Yeah.
We could try tucking it somewhere in the porch.
Yeah, I think it's just going to fall off if we do that.
Okay, so you guys would prefer to leave the sample than to tuck it?
Yeah.
Yeah, their instructions were if it didn't fit, just go ahead and leave it because there was concerns that it would just come off if it was on the porch, especially with the camera there.
What about just, I mean, we could totally do that. But there is that little like corner where the slurp is. Remember when that sea urchin got stuck there yesterday?
Yeah, I think it's science's call.
Yeah, totally.
We can tuck it in the vehicle or else we can leave it, but it sounds like we want to leave it, that's correct?
Yeah, I think just
Okay.
leave it to be safe.
Raj. You know, I've never tried to get something out of a bio box.
Oh, at least this one has a handle.
Yeah, sticking straight up. Looking good. Nice. Nice. Okay.
Do we want any more close-ups of it or anything if we're going to leave it?
I think we could.
Okay.
Got a nice 360 on it.
Can you? Thank you.
I think you put it back in the perfect orientation.
Yeah. Same spot. Nice job.
Leave not a trace.
That's the goal, yeah. Particularly in monument places. I'm getting twitchy. Don't like. Okay. At least it saved it to the end.
How and what type of scientists, okay, let me separate the questions. What type of scientists would be able to tell what this fossil is, and what would be the process to figure that out?
If it is a fossil marine mammal, piece of a marine mammal skull, someone who specializes in marine mammals would be able to determine that. It's totally covered in ferromanganese, so it's very doubtful we'd be able to date anything useful there, but we could at least get a species ID, potentially.
Back row, sorry. We're going to get off the subject soon. Subsequent proposal is the ISE Magnum. Has a lockjaw on it. We could put the fossil in there and bring it up and see if it stays.
Yeah. So on the other arm?
Yeah, other arm.
Yeah. I mean, if it doesn't block anything and it's sturdy in there.
Oh, it'll be sturdy.
Okay. So yeah.
Okay. Okay. Can I look at it? Can you look at it?
The Magnum?
Yeah. Okay.
Can I try?
I'm going for it, yeah. I was just going to pick it up with this guy, but I understand it's easier to place it into its jaw.
Yeah. Yes, ma'am. Getting on the comms now.
What should be the stow position? Well, we can figure it out, but I'm just thinking about that.
Yeah, I might just go across the sextant and then we'll just look out that way when we're flying.
Okay.
All right. Where would I want you to grip it? I think I want you to go mid.
People tuning in the chat actually were suggesting to use the left claw to hold the fossil.
They must be avid Nautilus watchers.
I was gonna say, we have some dedicated fans there, definitely.
Yeah.
So would this be classified as a grab?
In the purest sense.
You want me to roll my wrist?
I think you're good there, actually.
Okay. Just a little bit towards you or no? No, yeah, you've got it.
Oh, that's a good wrist twitch right there.
Okay, ready?
Go ahead.
Jaw close.
All right.
Okay, I'm
let go.
holding it. So, will it stay closed if I let go of the jaw? Okay, you promise?
Promise.
Okay, I'm letting go. Okay. I locked the jaw also.
Roger. Okay, so let's figure out how we want to stow this now. Let's
okay.
put our toys away. All right, I like that. That's a good spot to grab. Let's try wristing over a wee bit.
Wrist right. Let me just make sure I'm not gonna...
Maybe wrist left. Sorry.
Raj. Left.
And then we can elbow up a bit.
Like just up against the bumper? The way.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
And then we'll like wrist it down.
Yeah, I gotcha. And even like turn it. Not that much. Wow. Spicy. Okay, that's all. That's why we don't use the magnum for fine functions. Okay, let's just make sure we're not gonna elbow down. Yeah?
Actually, elbow up.
Elbow up and then wrist down.
Yeah.
Let's see where this gets us. That's full wrist down, so then elbow down.
Hold that. Look over there a little bit.
I guess I can put it where the pitch plates would be. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but then we won't be able to rack out.
Okay, maybe under in the space to the port of it. Okay. I'm gonna shoulder left.
I'm gonna come up in the water a bit.
Okay.
Giving us a little bit of space to play.
Okay, Roger. Okay, that's full shoulder left. Full, well, that's full wrist left, so.
Oh, depth isn't doing much.
Maybe if I wrist left, wrist roll. Oh, geez, spicy. Okay, I'm just elbow down.
Actually, thinking about it next, maybe we'll just bring it over in front of the porch, and then I'm gonna fly like this, like looking over to that side. You know what I mean?
You don't think it'll fit?
Mm-mm.
No, I'm having my doubts. Because
100% doubt?
Because then we'll still have the butt of it sticking out, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then I can't do any, then it's still sticking out, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but Raj, just the tail end of it though, like the far side that we don't see now.
Yeah, so if we wrist over, I think if we just wrist it onto the porch, and then we'll just have to fly a little wonky. I think that's better for saving the sample.
Okay. Oh geez, that's not it. Okay. So, wrist right.
Mm-hmm.
Like on top of the sexton?
Yeah.
And then just shoulder right? Like I can lay it down flat.
Yeah, like a little bit of shoulder, then we'll wrist roll it into the body. That should be good.
Okay. And now wrist roll left, correct? It'll put the pointy end away from us.
We want the pointy end into us.
Into your, oh, okay. You're wrecked back, yeah?
Yeah. Nope.
Okay.
If you want.
Maybe I'm going to wrist up a little more.
Yeah.
No, that's not it. Because I'm sideways.
Yeah, you're going to wrist to the right. Left. Right.
That's full left. Wait, that's right. Right's the answer. Okay, and wrist roll. Question mark. Raj. Turn. Ugh.
Nice.
Okay. And now shoulder in, or just leave it the way it is?
Can you do a little more wrist right, and then we can shoulder in a whip it, and then we'll leave it there.
Wrist right, shoulder right. Just looking at
space.
I'm looking at it in the bubble.
No, it's not enough space.
I don't want to come in too much more.
No, yeah, I don't want you to come in either. Okay, so how about we do this? This configuration for recovery. That's not enough space for visuals.
Correct.
Can you hold it up against the foam pack?
Like this?
Yeah.
I don't know, the shoulder's not the happiest of the joints.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay, let's shoulder out, all the way out, and then we'll just hold it there. Maybe
Okay.
It's enough space.
Raj. Okay.
Let me see. Negative. And then try wristing to the left a bit. And we'll just keep it above the bumper. And your full elbow up right now.
You want full up? I think that's full up. Oh my gosh, it just keeps going.
There.
Is this what you want? Okay. Just checking.
I don't know. It's a weird.
I can turn it now, and we can. Yeah. And you can have the image below that. Like just, you know, how you would normally look at stuff.
Yeah, let's try that.
Okay.
You want to look down on it at Atlanta and see how far it's sticking out. Okay.
I mean, can you pull forward a little bit maybe?
Yeah.
You got it,
Got
Tim?
it.
Whenever you're ready.
Zooming in on Atalanta.
Looks like we're cleansing the area. Bad spirits.
Yeah. It's, I mean, from this angle, it looks okay, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just sticking out a wee bit, but not as bad as I expected. It's pretty good.
Okay. Happy with that for now, at least.
Yeah. When we come up to a cliff, we'll reassess.
Roger.
Coming wide on Atalanta.
Thank you.
That's sample 156.
156.
All right.
So if you're just tuning in, we gained permission to collect what we assume to be some type of marine mammal fossil. So we just saw some,
sorry.
no worries, some real-time problem solving by our ROV pilots to kind of store this fossil.
Well, you want to step out more towards the cliff since we've had some time to swing out? Okay, I'm going to do a sort of a 45 down and towards the cliff. Bridge nav, 35 meters, 130. One three zero.
Well, I'll get there if I can. But right now, I can't be tamed.
You are a leaf on the wind.
Yeah, really. It's just the ship. I don't know what's going on with it today, but I won't do what I tell it to.
Tim, you want to push past the top of the screen? Thank you.
As we pass the same sea lily for the third time.
Still looking good.
You know, it went there all on its own, but I gave you a tether wrap or something, so sorry about that. I didn't tell it to do that, but now that it's here, I'm turning auto head on, and I need you to help me take it out. I'll never get back here. I just hope to God I'm still here when you're done doing that. Otherwise, it was all for naught.
You just wanted to see that sea lily for the fourth time, didn't you?
Just doing some management of our tether here.
Yeah, I'm just having a hard time keeping my heading with Atalanta today.
Hey, how are we on the audio levels? Everybody good?
I think so. No complaints from me. Anybody else?
Everything sounds good to me.
Ditto.
Yeah, should we do a round of introductions?
Certainly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. So hi everyone tuning in. I am Onye, your Science Communication Fellow. We are currently exploring the north side of Wetmore Seamount along the western boundary of a large slope failure feature. So tune in and send in your questions and I'll pass it along to the team.
Hi there, Kevin Conrad, University of Nevada, Las Vegas, and I'm a marine geologist, geochronologist, geochemist, and right now answering any and all marine geology questions that come our way.
Hello, I am Meredith Everett. I am a geneticist with NOAA's Northwest Fisheries Science Center in Seattle, where I work with the Deep Sea Coral Research and Technology Program doing genetic research, including taxonomy, biodiversity, environmental DNA, and connectivity in deep sea coral and sponge communities and their associated fish communities.
Hey everyone, I'm Chanel Vidal. I'm a PhD student at Arizona State University where I'm studying microbial life in Antarctic permafrost. I'm a geologist turned biologist and I'm here as an ocean science intern.
Hey, I'm Chris Krasnowski. I'm here as a navigator and high-resolution mapper. And Kylie's distracting me right now. Other than that, I'm a postdoctoral Roger at University of Rhode Island. And yeah, and I'll pass it on to Jess. You're fine.
All good. Hi, my name's Jess. I'm in between Kylie and Chris.
Keeping the peace.
Keeping the peace here. Flying Herc, part of the ROV team, and passing it over to Kylie.
Hello, I'm Kylie Pasternak, and I am in the Atalanta chair today, and passing it on to Tim.
Does that mean I get extra time? You yield the
I
balance
yield
of
my
your
I yield my time.
Hi, I'm Tim Dwyer, sitting in the video engineering chair to Kylie's left, and managing the video, audio feeds, and video recordings of our dive here. I'm from Friday Harbor, Washington, where I'm a science teacher.
And we're Team Sea Pickles with a Z.
Sea Pickles.
Yes, Sea Pickles with a Z, and we want to give a big happy 80th birthday shout out to our founder, Dr. Robert Ballard. Happy birthday.
Ooh, happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Dr. Ballard.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Does that mean we get cake on board?
We should.
I agree.
Still no cliff.
Negative.
Well, we still got plenty of swing though, so I'm gonna do another south move.
Roger.
Bridge nav, 30 meters, 180.
Sponge down there. Live one and a dead one, looks like.
That's another wolteria. We've got one live and one dead. And it looks like the brittle stars have decided that the live one is too much trouble when there's a dead one right next door.
Go ahead and push on in there, please. I can come wide. We'll look at the next door neighbor. Go ahead and push on there again, please.
What did you say the species were?
This is, at least the other one is wolteria. This one is just a dead glass
Full
sponge
line,
stump, so hard to say what it started life as. And there was just a little chrysogorgid coral there to complete the trifecta.
Is this one of those turbocharger sponges?
The farreid? Is that what you mean by a turbocharger sponge?
I think so. Sure.
There is
Yes.
a common name called turbocharger sponge I was trying to find. Because I cannot figure out how they got that name. I'm assuming it has to do with their pumping, but where did I see that?
Got any more zoom there?
I do. Looks like there's something in this
This one?
osculum on the left here.
If you want porch, holla at your girl.
Roger. Ahead, there, porch.
Porch coming on. Shabam.
Got any more zoom there? A little something living in there.
Well, it's bigger than it looks, isn't it? Because it's like, not just in the hole, it's like...
If I had to guess, that's a tiny galatheid, but it's hard to say.
What's that?
It's a little, one of the
Go ahead and come wide, please.
squat lobsters.
Oh, Raj, of course. Porch coming off.
Roger.
Really, it's an orange blob.
Common name.
Hey, Tim. Do you know if there's another camera angle in the control van to try to get Chris and Chanel in the image on channel 3?
I can do, there is another angle,
We all want to be seen.
but I don't think we can see everybody at the same time.
That's all right. You can always exclude me.
You're right in the
You're right
center of the room.
I know.
You're actually the one person
I have a
can't-
camera like right in my face
can't
too.
exclude.
Yeah, I've noticed one angle sees a lot of the back of my head right in the middle of the shot.
You mind coming down a wee bit, though, please?
Coming down.
So we see Kevin on channel 3 there, and yeah, I can't get Chris in this one, but I can get Chanel.
Yeah, Chris is
Making
cornered
it a little
himself
bit more
into the room.
difficult. I think he's intentionally glued himself to the door.
I mean, we could rotate this camera that's right in front of
Yeah.
Chris Cam.
Yep, just a close-up Chris Cam, like a Twitch stream.
I need a chair with a lot more RGB if I'm going to do that.
Yeah, this is a good angle. It's just that you're not in the image, Tim, but...
That's all right. It's all dark in this corner anyway. I need my own key lighting here.
I could give you some.
It's starting to look maybe a little cliffy there.
Yeah.
Oh wow, the camera didn't like that one.
Fair enough.
It still goes for a while.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to do another step down?
Yep.
Down
sounds
and
good.
sideways? Okay. Breach nav, 30 meters, 140.
140.
I think this single stalk primnoid, the Candidella gigantea, has been the most common animal over the last 2 dives. It's everywhere.
A little vase sponge.
Oh, yeah. There's also a large one over here off to starboard. Palula.
Kevin, what are you seeing in these rock formations?
Not much, actually. It's hard to tell what these are. It could be limestone, it's possible, but I'm assuming we're still in some basaltic lithologies, but it's very, you're just seeing the tops of whatever it is, mostly crusted in sediment.
Got a really nice, if we can get to it with this move, big farreid sponge on the right. Or maybe not a farreid, maybe one of those paddles. It's just a nice sponge.
Porch? Excuse me, porch?
Sure thing. All right, Tim, go ahead and start your zoom.
Sponge riding that boulder like its ancestors used to.
This one's really pretty. I like the shape of it.
Yeah, this one is, it's a morphology we've been seeing a lot of, but this one doesn't have all that sediment on the backside.
It's keeping it clean.
Let's get a better shot. Oh, let's not hit it with our bone now, do we? That would be not ideal.
Nope. But we are armed and ready if we get attacked by a giant squid.
Finally.
We've got a shark in the background if we look up.
We do?
Yes, I can see it in the still cam.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Shark?
Yep, there's a shark. I think it's a shark.
It
looks like a cat shark.
Oh, wow.
Porch light's still on.
Go ahead and push on in there a bit, please. Oh,
yep, little cat shark.
Maneuver.
Oh, so
Grab
cool.
this guy for a highlight.
So wants to show us its better side.
Yeah, posing for a headshot.
Yeah, go ahead and push it in tighter.
Whoa, this is cool.
Okay, go ahead and come wide.
Great shot.
Oh, hello. Okay, a little tighter there.
Keep you on your toes.
You win. Go ahead and come wide.
You want to dance, shark? Let's
a lot
go.
of zigzag in there.
He's like, I'm going left, I'm going right. Herc can't change its heading that fast.
Do deep sea sharks have any vision, or is it all scent-based hunting?
I would expect that they have some vision, and a lot of the sharks you find deep, you'll also find like up more towards the surface. They move up and down on the water column a fair amount.
That's cool.
Good eye, Meredith.
We did get some good shots of him on the still camera too.
Yeah.
Nice.
Awesome. Did you already say what species this shark was?
I think it's some sort of cat shark, but I need to double check some references. Cat sharks are the most one of the more common species you'll find really deep.
The still cam is amazing for getting these sleuthy shots. Okay, I'm coming down.
Coming down.
Bridge nav 30180.
It's the first time I've had the shark tab open.
There's a special tab for sharks.
Oh, it's in the animal deep water benthic animal guide. There's one of the categories is sharks, but this is the first time I've opened that category.
Yeah, I think this is our first sighting of a shark on this expedition.
If I had to guess, it is this Apris dururus.
And is that a cat shark?
It is in the Pentachidae, which I will, unfortunately this one doesn't give you any common names, so I will have to check.
Cross-referencing with the internet.
Yep, that's a cat shark.
Cool. Do we know if it gets any bigger than that?
That's a pretty typical size. They don't get very large.
Remember, if you're watching online, you could always rewind the video. Up to, what, 12 hours?
Maybe. I think it's 12 hours.
Yeah.
And then within a day or two, most of the dives are online as well. That takes a day or two. Can we zoom in on this?
Sure.
Oh, I think it's just a rock shadow. I thought it was something more exciting. Now, as soon as we started to turn,
That happens to me constantly.
it resolved into a rock shadow.
Raj.
Is this a giant xenophile flow mound, or is that just...
I think it's just probably part of a buried dead sponge.
Ah, that makes more sense.
Did you want to look at it, or?
Sure, we can have a quick zoom.
Raj, go ahead and push out in there, please.
Yeah, I think you're correct. Long dead sponge.
Full eye, please.
Add in some silica, some quartz to the sediment.
This corner has a lot of sediment in it.
There's an umbellula right left of the lasers.
I just got that feeling. It was a little bit hard to tell with the rock behind it, you know?
Yeah. Go ahead and push on it, please.
So what are those black veins represent?
I think that's just part of probably the gut of the animal.
Oh.
Sometimes with these ones, they're clear enough you can see if they've got
Gotta have a
gametes
little
inside.
light.
This one doesn't look like it does.
Where would they be?
You can see them in the stems of the polyps, these little round balls.
Of a similar color or like
They're
noticeably
usually
different?
kind of bright white-ish.
Oh, okay, okay.
This looks like a limestone terrain to me, on the right at least. It's kind of, you got void spaces, you got thin layers. So I think now that we're pretty much on the geotop, on the lip of it, this is all limestone lithologies. Ancient reefs, hard crusts, which is essentially just like sediment that kind of compacts together.
So Kevin, would any of the white sandy stuff we see around this possibly be eroded limestone?
Probably not. I assume this is all marine snow, the whiter stuff. But some of it could be. But most of that erosion of the kind of reef area would have happened millions of years ago, so it's probably pretty dissolved if it got broken up into little bits.
So are we pretty happy on this contour then? Is that what that means?
Oh no, I think we can still find the cliff.
Okay.
Something, yeah, it was steeper.
Okay.
Roger.
Kevin, so what exactly is a slope failure feature?
That's when you have a large seamount or volcano and a big part of it just breaks off. It could happen slowly where this one area is just more predisposed to landslides, or it could be a single large event where, 10-15% of the structure kind of collapses. And so what you end up with is these
I've done a wrap. Sorry. With these larger rolls, it pulled me all the way around.
So you end up with these large bowl-shaped depressions on the sides of some of these seamounts with really steep cliffs.
They're doing a slight adjustment.
Making a little bit of headway.
Yeah. We slid there just a bit, as you can see.
Come on.
Maybe we'll let things stabilize here for a second.
Yeah, Reg.
Would you say there's a distinct area where you can tell where limestone begins or where the seamount would have breached the surface water?
Yeah, I mean, you can definitely see the breach surface water where it's flat. So like on the seamount, you can see this whole surface is really low, flat relief. So that's where the waves would have cut it down. So it was an island above the water here, and then cut down. So whenever you had that really long flat feature, that's where it was wave cut. And typically around that feature, on the lip of it, you're going to find layers of the reef. Sometimes you can have the atoll grow up and keep up with sea level. Most of the times it will
I think we're under control. I'm going to put
after a certain point in time.
Put another move in. Bridge nav, 30 meters, 135.
I know, and it keeps going up. One second. I get a couple degrees, and then it pulls me right back.
How are the currents up here on the top of the mountain?
There's some current, but it's not like ripping, you know what I mean? So it's kind of nice. There's a little bit of current though, but not a lot.
Are you very far away from me?
Yeah, I'm coming over this way now. Like probably 15, 20 meters, I'm not sure.
Raj. I can't do it, Jess. It just won't let me.
Let me get a little bit closer to you and
Yeah.
get you any slack that you
Yeah. Let's do that.
What Kylie's referring to is we're getting a lot of heaves and all, and it might be messing up our auto heading on Atalanta.
Roger.
Can you guys see my compass back there? I'm like on the Atalanta screen, I'm the little, actually on both screens, I'm the little green arrow. And I was 135 and then it just turned me all the way around 360. And so I put a wrap in the 6.8 and I'm telling it, please go back. And it gets a little bit.
All right, I'm like 5 meters away from you now.
Raj. But I haven't got it to go past the 315.
Roger.
So they were saying use the laterals. But don't keep the laterals on, because then I'll go in circles.
Yeah.
Raj.
I'm gonna hold here so we can use our sonar in a minute.
Okay.
Nice. We're making good highway.
If I do click -10 and -10 from auto head and lateral, apparently, that's all it wants. Some weird little steps.
Awesome.
That's a neat little trick. Okay. And then 0 the laterals and then just hope I stay here.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay. Thanks for your patience with that, guys. Patience.
No problem.
Seems stressful driving those things. Glad I'm back here.
I like it when they just do what we tell it to.
Yeah.
Do the thing.
Yeah, please, this is your one job, actually. It's just to do the thing.
How deep is the top of the geo?
I believe 1,500 meters, 1,546-ish. Yeah, 1,500 meters about. So it's pretty shallow for this region. And the seafloor in the area averages around 5,500. So it sticks out about 4 kilometers from the seafloor.
How deep can shallow reefs exist, or?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
So that depends a little on the region and how much water clarity you have. Shallow reefs are usually, I think they're limited to about 30 meters, or is that, it's 90 feet. So yeah, 30 meters.
Yeah.
Below that, you get what are called mesophotic reefs, which can go down to more than, up to about 200 meters, I think, in this region.
Reach nav, 30 meters,
which
180.
do have some overlap with some of the same species, but are much more adapted to the lower light levels than the ones right up at the surface.
So in this case, every reef was drowned in this region with the exception of Johnston Atoll. And why Johnston Atoll is still managed to keep itself within a shallow reef zone, I have no idea. It's one of the things I'm interested in figuring out. I'm going to need maybe some basalt samples from the deeper regions to see if it's just a more buoyant chemical underplating for that seamount, or if it's mostly paleoceanography and chance.
Right, so you're saying that this seamount has been sinking
Yeah.
due to its
Subsidence.
Okay.
Yeah, so all seamounts, when they first form, they're hot, and so they're actually buoyant relative to the mantle, and they kind of bulge up. So if you look at like the island of Hawaii, the Hawaiian Islands in general, you see there's actually a bulge around them where it's coming up. Then as you look at the older Hawaiian Islands, you'll see that it's actually a depression around them. So when they get away from that heat source, now they're just a big mass that gets colder and colder, and so they actually sink into the mantle and we go deeper and deeper into the ocean. And as they sink, that's when you had the wave erosion cut off the top. And then in some cases, like Wake Atoll, Jarvis Island, Kingman Reef, all these places, even though they were active, when dinosaurs were around, that reef has managed to grow on top of itself for 70 plus million years, which is impressive. And exactly why it happens to some seamounts and not others isn't fully known. Either that or there's one scientist out there screaming, "You haven't read my papers." And to that guy, hey, yo, girl, I'm sorry. I have not.
Put your papers in the chat.
Yeah. Feel free to send me your papers.
PDFs, please.
Yes.
Kevin doesn't subscribe to every journal.
No.
That would be very expensive.
No, my university has most, but not all. I still have like my old email addresses from different universities I've been to, so sometimes I have to jump around and try to find different libraries. But for people who are wondering, like, oh man, that science paper is so expensive, we don't get any money, first of all. Actually, I pay to have it published, which is absurd, but that's a different argument. But if you just email the scientists, or if you go to Google Scholar, and sometimes you can search for alternative PDFs that are posted somewhere, but just emailing the scientists, they're happy to share it. And we're allowed to share it through email and stuff. We're just not allowed to make it available on our webpage or anything like that.
If you want to make it open access too, you have to pay more.
Yeah, it's like $3,000 of publication.
Oh, no, not that.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Yeah, it's a waste of grant money.
Yeah.
But you want things to be open access because everyone should be able to see it.
Yeah, but why does it cost money to make something available if it's your work and...
Yeah, they say it's because of the resources they put into editing and making it published. They used to all be print too, now they're online.
Okay.
But
so it really feels unjustified.
And many of them are actually largely edited and reviewed for free by other scientists as well.
Yeah.
And you have to put money into your grant proposals for the publication.
In some way, we're not that smart.
So could you get in trouble if you really wanted the public to know about your research and you just posted it on Facebook? It was just...
Theoretically, I don't know if that's people ever go after when people do that. You can obviously post all the highlights and everything, but the actual official publication in like a PDF form, they don't want you to do it. Whether the publishing Gestapo will come after you, I don't know.
Who is the publishing people? Who is it? Like like journals individually, or is it?
Yeah, there's like, I don't know, for geology, things that cover geology, there's like 3 or 4 major parent companies, and then they have a variety of subjournals.
Okay.
And a lot of the big parent companies cover multiple subjects. So you have a company like Elsevier, which publishes everything from